Now, how you guys doing? Happy Monday. It's the start of a new work week and everybody is on the hustle. That's what's that's what is necessary for us to do. So welcome guys. Hello beauties. Come in, let's do this. Hey beautiful people, it's me, your girl Fosti Onyi, and you're welcome back again to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the story of Helen Prest Ajayi. And I think it's a cautionary tale for women and ladies alike. So that's what we want to talk about today. As you can see on the thumbnail, we have Helen Prest Ajayi. We have the wife, the legal wife, which the court now have declared the lawful widow and the legal widow. So we also have the doctor. So we want to talk about that today. I'll be taking a look at my notes and we just keep it rolling, guys. So before I proceed, permit me to do a quick sound check so that we are sure we are on track. So as you come in, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, like the video, put down your comments, your thoughts, your opinions, all the whole good stuff. You know what to do. So we keep it rolling. Okay, so our sound is okay, guys. Our sound is okay. So welcome and welcome back again to my channel. So today on the table, we are talking about Helen Prest Ajayi. And for those who don't know who Helen Prest Ajayi is, Helen Prest Ajayi is a former beauty queen. She won the Miss Nigeria and she was one of the hottest babes back then. So she won Miss Nigeria, I think at the age of 19. And she was really good at that. She's a very beautiful woman, guys. Very beautiful. So you understand what I mean. She's a seasoned lawyer. Hi Jagannath. Hi, welcome to my channel. Please give this video a big thumbs up and all that good stuff. Yeah, welcome. You're welcome. So give this video a big thumbs up, guys, as you comment. So like I said earlier, Helen Prest Ajayi is a very beautiful woman. She's a Nigerian lawyer. She's, one of the top-notch babes back then, and she's very good, guys. She's very good. According to the story as we see it on the media, she was formerly married to a Mr. Davis. I can't remember the full name now, but she was married to Mr. Davis before she finally got married to this doctor. Hey, John, JJ Online. Hi, welcome to my channel. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Please give this video a big thumbs up. So Helena Ajayi got married to Mr. Davis and they separated, as I understand. And before she finally got married to the doctor. So um in my notes where I wrote it down, okay, I said I've mentioned that she practiced law, yeah. She practiced law, okay, and she married her first husband. Okay, that name is Jimmy Davis in 1988. I think she bore two children for him. And when she married Dr. Tosin Ajayi, then she bore him two one child, a daughter. Hi, thank you, JJ. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. I appreciate, and I hope that you love it here. So she got married to Dr. Ajayi. However, it was customary. So let me start from the beginning, the way I understand the story, or after reading and making my research online. So Helen Prest Ajayi got married to Jimmy Davis, Mr. Davis. I'll just use that name, Mr. Davis for short. And along the line, the marriage, things did not work out and they separated. Now, some sources are saying that she separated and was not formally divorced from Mr. Davis. I'm not really sure. I don't know how true that is. But the one I know about is that she was separated from Mr. Davis. And Dr. Tosin Ajayi is a very popular, was, because he's late now. Dr. Ajayi was a very popular doctor practicing in Lagos. So he married his wife, Mrs. Adenike, I think so, if I'm not mistaken. He married his wife and they had 5 children. They had 5 children. So the doctor, a minute, guys. Okay. Sorry about that. So Dr. Tosin Ajayi married his wife, and I think they were married together for about 20 something years, 23 or 25. I can't really place that, but over 20 years they married, and she bore him 5 children. Along the line too, something happened. What happened, I don't know, and I don't want to delve into that. But Dr. Tosin Ajayi then separated from his wife. He did not formally divorce her because he married her legally. So he did not formally divorce her, and they were estranged for a while before this Dr. Tosin Ajayi met with Helen Prest, and they later got married. She said they got married in the traditional way. That's maybe traditional marriage or whatever. But we don't really know how true it is. So I'm coming. As the story progresses, you pick what you can pick from it. So as she got married to Dr. Tosin, they bore a daughter together, while Dr. Tosin and his previous wife, were estranged. Then in 2020, during the heat of this COVID, the man passed. When he passed, uh, he wasn't buried. I think he was in the morgue for about 8 or 10 months. I can't remember now, but he was now buried in 2021. And what's really caught my attention in that during that burial was that when it was time for the interment, this tradition where the family members will take a shovel full of dust or sand to pour into the grave. So in Yoruba culture, it is alleged that the first wife is to perform that rite first before other people do that. But during that burial and during that tradition, Ellen Prest wanted to, pour the sand into the grave, and it caused a commotion. At some point, they were even dragging. They were dragging the shovel on who is to pour that sand. So I have a video of that, and I really want us to, take a look and see how it played out. So while I searched for the video, it was something that caught my attention, and everybody, it gave us something to talk about, just for lack of better words. It gave us something to talk about. So we are shocked that this estranged wife of so many years came back, and she was performing her rites to do that tradition. So I have a video of that. Okay, let's take a quick look. Let's take a quick look. Okay. Uh, guys, I want to play it on my other phone so you guys can see. Listen to me. To the glory of God. Listen to me. I'm calling the name. Please. So guys, that was the video that caused that was the video that caused a lot of ruckus on the internet. And a lot of people were like, what is happening? What is really happening? Because it was like, it was embarrassing. You know, the first wife wanted to pour the sand into the grave first. Helen Prest, who was the second wife now, was also dragging the shovel to pour in that, and it caused a lot of ruckus. So at the end of the day, social media was agog with the whole news. We talked and talked about it, and we kind of like forgot everything. Hi, Enoch Pereira. Hi, I'm fine, thank you. Oh, May Maron. Hi, what's going on? Uh Nothing much. We're just gisting. We're talking about the court ruling on this case that have been ongoing for a while. So, like I was saying, Helen Prest Ajayi and the woman, the first wife, Mrs. Adenike, they decided to go to court because now there was rife and trouble in settling properties and all this. The man, Dr. Ajayi, he was a very wealthy man, and they were trying to share the properties because according to the story, he died interstate, so meaning that he left no will. So that was why all these issues arose. So they went to court, and after all the whole back and forth, 3 days ago, the court gave a ruling on the whole case, declaring the first wife, Mrs. Adenike, the lawful widow of Dr. Ajayi. Helen Prest is, being seen as the living lover or whatever. I can't even, understand. So she was told that by the court that she doesn't have any legal right to claim to be the widow of Dr. Ajayi. And the court then declared the first wife, Mrs. Adenike, the sole administrator of Dr. Ajayi's estate, meaning she has the right to administer the estate, give whoever anything that they want. You know what it means? She's the salt now, she's the pepper. And now the court, after that ruling, it made everybody start talking that what happened that a woman would be with a man for that long, because according to sources on the internet, Ellen Prest was with Dr. Ajayi for about 20 years or thereabout before he passed in 2020. So are they saying that during that time he was not married to her legally? When she mentioned that it was a customary marriage, the court asked for evidence, but the evidence that was given to them, it was not substantial to the courts. And that was why in their ruling, they decided that the first wife, Mrs. Adenike, was the sole administrator and the lawful widow. So I have uh, the way the cable reported it, because I want us to read. Okay, I'm reading now from Vanguard newspaper. Let's read it how the media reported it, so we don't put words into people's mouths. So I'm reading from the Vanguard now. Vanguard newspaper. Vanguard newspaper. That's where I'm reading from. Vanguard newspaper, guys. So that's where I'm reading from now. So the Vanguard newspaper reported it this way. Say court declares Adenike lawful widow of Tosin Ajayi rejects Helen Prest's claim. A Lagos State High Court sitting in Ikeja declared Mrs. Adenike Ajayi the sole and lawful widow of the late founder and Chief Executive Officer of First Foundation Hospital, Dr. Tosin Ajayi, bringing to an end a protracted legal battle over the deceased marital status and estate. In a judgment delivered by Justice Oluwatoyin Odusoyan, the court granted all the reliefs sought by Mrs. Ajayi and her children, dismissing the claims of former beauty queen Helen Prest that she was also a spouse of the late medical practitioner. The dispute, which commenced in 2021 following Dr. Ajayi's death on April 26, 2020, arose from competing claims over the deceased estate and the status of his surviving spouse. The proceedings lasted nearly 5 years before the court delivered its verdict. Justice Odusoya held that Mrs. Ajayi remained legally married to Dr. Ajayi until his death, and that their monogamous marriage was never dissolved. The court rejected arguments that the couple's prolonged separation amounted to a termination of their marriage. According to the judge, separation, regardless of its duration, does not automatically dissolve a legally valid marriage. The court agreed with submissions by counsel to the claimants, Mr. Kunle Adegoke, San, that the marriage between Dr. and Mrs. Ajayi subsisted throughout the lifetime of the deceased. A major issue in the claim was Helen Prest's claim that she had contracted a Calabari customary marriage with Dr. Ajayi. However, the court found that she failed to provide credible evidence to support the assertion. Justice Odusoya described the customary marriage claim as an afterthought, noting that Prest had adopted inconsistent positions in previous legal proceedings. The court observed that in earlier suits, she had variously described herself as a common law partner and at another time as being in a civil law union with the deceased. The judge further held that Prest was unable to establish essential elements of, of the alleged customary marriage, including the date and venue of the ceremony. The court noted the absence of documentary or photographic evidence to support her claim. In addition, the court held that the alleged customary marriage would in any event have been invalid because evidence before the court showed that Prest was still legally married to her former husband at the time she claimed to have married Dr. Ajayi. Consequently, the court dismissed her claim to spousal status and confirmed Mrs. Ajayi as the only legally recognized spouse of the deceased. Justice Odusoya also upheld Mrs. Ajayi's entitlement to one-third of Dr. Ajayi's personal estate and ruled that she is the only spouse entitled to apply for letters of administration over the estate. The judgment effectively resolves the dispute at the High Court level and reinforces the legal principle that separation alone does not terminate a valid marriage in the absence of a formal dissolution. With the ruling, Mrs. Ajayi and her children secured all the reliefs sought in the suit, while Helen Prest's claims to recognition as a spouse of the late hospital founder were rejected in their entirety, as reported by Vanguard. So now, ladies, let's talk. According to this, what we have read, Helen Prest was not formally divorced from her first husband, Mr. Davis. She was separated from him, just the way Dr. Ajayi was separated from his first wife, Mrs. Adenike. And then they got together and, started living together without no marriage, without nothing. And she bore him a child. Because according to Ellen Prest, she said she was formerly she was married to him traditionally. Then the court asked her to provide, evidence, even photographic evidence. She could not provide any. So how can you claim that you were married to the man and you cannot provide evidence of the marriage ceremony happening? That was why the court declared the first wife as still the lawful widow, and she's the sole administrator. She and her children, they got. So, guys, like I was saying, Ellen Press was not formally married to Dr. Ajayi, and so when they got to court, the court found her that she was not the legal widow. She cannot lay claim to the properties and the estate of a man who she was not married to legally. And the court then even asserted that his first wife was still married to him, even though they were separated. That the first wife, the first marriage still stands. So, ladies, this story should be a cautionary tale, especially most of these ladies that they call themselves side chicks. When you're with a man, cohabiting with a man, you are not married to him. Anything happens tomorrow, you cannot lay claim to his properties. You cannot lay claim to anything that belongs to him. You can't. So now I wonder how the whole situation is going to be like. Guys, what do you think about this story? Hi, Marina De Luna. Hi, welcome to my channel. So what are you going to say about this story, guys? Let's talk. Oh, I think it's a cautionary tale for women, especially ladies that they don't really like to do what is needed to be done in a marriage. It's a big cautionary tale to them. It's a big cautionary tale, guys. So now that the court has ruled in Mrs. Adenike's favor, Helen Prest is now left empty-handed, meaning she was with this man for so many years, taking care of him, doing everything for him. Even on his good and bad days, she was there. And at the end of the day, left with nothing. Guys, anything worth doing is worth doing well. And for women, I think we should really talk to ourselves. Maybe you're with a man, he may tell you that don't worry, let's be cohabiting, or he might have been married, like in the case of Dr. Ajayi, and you did not ask him if he divorced his wife properly. That is the first question you're supposed to ask if you're with a man that is divorced or separated or whatever. You ask him the status of his previous marriage so that you will not be caught unawares. Can you imagine that Ellen Press, she was with Dr. Ajayi for years and years, and even in that year, she bore him a child. And now the court is now saying that she's not his legal wife. She's not even his lawful widow. She can't even get a pin out of the estate. Guys, it's really, really a sad one. It's really a sad one. And it's a cautionary tale for us ladies, for us to be careful. You being with any man, especially a man that is divorced, you have to know his status so that you will not fall prey, so that you will not fall a victim, so that you will not experience this after suffering and whining and dining and pining and doing everything for him for years. Then you are not able to reap the benefits because you did not go into the marriage, the proper route. Can you believe that, guys? And also for women that are with guys, that single guys, that maybe they've not been married before and all that, And instead of you going through the right way, marrying this man legally, you prefer to cohabit with him. Cohabitation is not marriage, oh. So I saw this story and I was like, wow. Because when the issue happened, when I first got wind of this was in 2021 during the burial. That was when I was made aware of this case, because it was really, really, you know, a funny situation at the burial. Instead of a solemn gathering and all that, two women were fighting on who was going to pour the sand into the grave. And that caught my attention. I was like, wow, it really caused a buzz then. And a lot of people had a lot to say about it. And then I said, I'm going to, follow this story. And I was scrolling through social media and saw that the court have finally ruled Helen Prest Ajayi is not the lawful widow of Dr. Ajayi. She doesn't have any claim to his properties and estates. The court, the law, does not recognize her as a legal wife at all. And now I'm not surprised because, like I mentioned earlier in this live broadcast, Helen Prest, she is a lawyer. She is a lawyer. At least one would expect that a lawyer should know what is legally binding, in such situations. Guys, we really need to be careful. Ladies especially, you really need to be careful so that you not just labor and suffer in vain, and at the end of the day you're going home with nothing. Ha. So now, congratulations to Mrs. Adenike and her children. At least the law finally took its course and justice was served. Because, guys, let's be honest, she was the legal wife. She got married to her husband. They struggled together. They built the resources and the wealth together. And maybe as time went on, the man decided that he wanted something fresh, he wanted something new, and he moved on with Helen Prest. But this man did not now divorce his wife. He was just separated from her for years. She was not living together with him. She was not even carrying, taking care of, the work that comes with a woman in the house, taking care of her husband. She relaxed, enjoying herself all this while. And when the husband passed, she now still came in and, swooped the whole lion's share of everything that her husband has. So congratulations to her for, having that foresight to do the right thing, because that was what paid off for her now. That was what paid off, that she's able to lay claim to her husband's properties and her children can be able to benefit from it. And sometimes when I think about this story, I think that could it be that Dr. Ajayi knew what he was doing? Because why did he not divorce his wife, Mrs. Adenike? And after not divorcing his wife, why did he not write a will? So sometimes I was like, is it that this man knew that he doesn't want to, that something is going to come out of this, so, and he just decided that, come on, he's not dabbling into that? Guys, what do you think? Put down your thoughts in the comment section. So this is the story, and I saw it and I was like, this is a cautionary tale to us women, in our relationships, especially marriage, which is a big deal because it is a serious institution. It's not like a relationship whereby once you're not interested anymore, you guys can, call it quits and move on. Another point that I want to talk about is Helen Prest was thinking that as she spent years with the man, that the common law partner will apply in her case. In Nigeria, that is not applicable. Where that common law partner can apply, I think it happens in the UK or thereabout. Maybe a man or a woman, it happens in the advanced world, the first world countries, most of them. Maybe a man and woman have been cohabiting for a long time, and the law can come in place and say this woman is the common law partner or this man is her common law partner, and he or she may lay claim to some of his assets. So I think that was what Helen Prest was banking on. But it is not so in Nigeria. It doesn't work in Nigeria. A wife, Nigerian legal system is still operating with old doctrines, if I may say. So white is white, marriage is marriage, living partner is living partner, and a living partner holds no rights in the law courts. You have no support whatsoever. You have no claim whatsoever to any of the man's properties. You understand? You are not a wife, so you cannot lay claim to his properties. So that is that should serve as a lesson to us women in our relationships. Like I mentioned, if we are going into marriage especially, we should shine our eyes very well, do things the right way, so that at least you will have some say. Because this whole story is embarrassing. You're with a man for so many years, and at the end of the day the court is saying that you are not his wife. Meanwhile, he has been presenting you as his wife while he was alive and all that, taking you to functions and all that, but it was not formally, documented. So this all I have, you know for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Put down your thoughts, your opinion, your constructive criticisms in the comment section, all that good stuff. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, do all that good stuff again. And I'll see you guys in another one. Till then, take care, guys. Bye. Bye, guys. Have a nice time. Bye, guys.